Hello, dear friends. As you can see on your screen, the short story, The Night Train at Dioli. This story is written by Ruskin Bond. Dear friends, keep this in your mind. So, there are some important points, facts, we may say, that this story consists of. So, it is the hero, is the speaker, the writer himself is Ruskin Bond. And another character in the story is the girl. That girl sells baskets at DOD. So this boy studies in Delhi and his age is 18. The boy spends his summer in his grandma's house at Dehra. So the train passes through a small station called Dioli. The boy meets the girl at Dioli. So Delhi and Dehra, these are the two destinations, and the boy studies in Delhi and the grandma lives in Dehra. The train goes from Delhi to Dehra, and in the middle of his journey, there is a small station. There are many stations, but he tells us about a small station called Dioli. Dioli is a small station just at the foot of hills, where on the hills Dehra, the town, is situated. So the train, before going to Dehra, the train usually stops at Dioli for 10 minutes. So almost this train reaches that small station in the early morning 5 a.m. So at that time, this Dioli, the small railway station, which is lit means the past tense of light, lit with uh, simple lamps, as well as in those days oil lamps were there. And very important thing is Dioli has only one platform, means it's almost a small station. And where in that small railway station, the writer, the boy, when he was traveling, meets a girl by chance. Not usually, he is not known. And he tells in this short story that why the train stops at this small station Dioli, because no one got off the train and even no one got into the train. That's what he tells in the coming lines. Let's see. So this is The Night Train at Dioli, the short story, the book written by Ruskin Bond. And see, this is Ruskin Bond. That's where almost it is the picture of a hilly town where he got that picture. And let me tell you something about Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was a son of an Air Force officer of Royal Army. It the Royal Force, we may say Royal Army or Air Force of British. This story belongs to before freedom, before independence period of India, before 1947, we may say. And in those days, there were British people served in Indian Army, or we may say Indian Air Force. And this Ruskin Bond was the son of one of the officer who serves in Air Force, Royal Air Force. And even after some time, his mother leaves the father and she marries to another Punjabi man. But Ruskin prefers, means he likes to live with his father, and where he got so much study in India and he settled at last in Britain. So now Ruskin Bond's information introduction. Let's dive into the story. So this is, as you see on your screen, in this short story, Ruskin Bond narrates his one day in the in his lifetime, and one fine day he tells what happened to him when he was a boy of 18-year-old. As you can see here, 18-year-old it is the 18, right? And now he tells us that he used to spend his vacation, means holidays, every summer in his grandmother's place in Dehra. Dear friends, you must remember what is the name of the place where Ruskin Bonds, we may say writers or we may say boys, grandmother lives. That is Dehra. And he had to pass a small lonely station, that is Dioli, amidst the jungle on the way. Means the train has to pass the small station Dioli. It is there in the middle of jungle. So this station appears strange to him as no one got on or off the train there and nothing seemed to happen there. That was the surprising moment, astonishing moment to the writer, that is the boy, why the train stops there because nothing happens. Means no passenger gets in or no passenger gets down from the train in that station, especially Deol. He wonders why train stopped there for 10 minutes. Dear friends, you also need to remember how much time the train stops at the station. That is 10 minutes regularly without reason and feels sorry for the lonely little platform. Feels sorry for means he says why the hell means without any necessary, without any necessary reason the train stops there. So that is maybe some reason it is left with the department of train, that is another thing. So he tells something about that station in the story. So let's go down there. Yeah, this is where the writer explains, the writer tells us about that journey. On one such journey the author happens to see a pale looking girl selling baskets. So that girl was pale. Pale means almost like any other girls, means her color is just not bright, not such dark. Minimum. That is minimum bright, that is pale girl. Means almost she is like a thin, beautiful girl. She appears to be poor by her. See how the writer says she appears to be poor by the appearance of her dress. Okay, she wore a simple dress but with grace and dignity. Even she is very much poor, she has some grace, she has some dignity. Means she looks like very graceful, means beautiful, we may say. Her shiny black hair and dark troubled eyes. So she has a black hair and eyes were troubled, and means some problem will be there in the eyes of those poor girls. So that attracts the author. The girl offers to sell baskets to him. So when that girl was selling baskets, this boy was sitting at his window. That girl comes and she offers baskets to him. What she says is, can you buy some baskets? Because that was her profession, that was her obsession, that was her work, to sell the baskets. So that baskets were made up of some bamboos that were very much strong. You must remember that also. This is not the story whatever you are looking at the screen. It is just the summary of that, it is just the gist of that. So through this I will let you know the story. So he initially refuses to buy, and later when she insists, at the beginning the boy says, no, I don't want any baskets, but that girl says, please take one basket at least, because I am poor, I have to sell, I have to earn money some. So that after that insist. So insist means forces the boy to buy the baskets. So this person happens to buy one, means he buys one basket. How many baskets? One basket. With little hesitation, even there was a little hesitation, daring not to touch her fingers. This is what no, this incident is happening in the early morning. You must remember, dear friends, because the train reached that station every morning 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, that you should remember. See, even in that moment, this boy was not much daring, means has no courage to touch the fingers of that lady, that girl, when she was giving basket to him because he bought one. In the melee means confusion, but that is what the incident. But he didn't touch the fingers of that girl. Both of them just looked at each other after for quite some time. So after buying basket, just at that look, that moment, that experience, that we may say that the time between them, their time, that made some affection between them, that the boy and the girl. The girl sold a basket, the boy bought a basket, but that moment, just that small incident, made a simple affection, means attraction between them. He longs to see her, her searching and eloquent eyes. Means after that incident, the writer, the boy, almost tries again and again to see her, to look at her eloquent eyes, beautiful eyes, something extraordinary eyes, again on his return journey. When he comes back from Dehra, when he was going back to Delhi, okay, he tries to search that girl, but and the meeting helps to break the monotony of his journey and brings in a sense of attachment and responsibility towards the girl. So that meeting, that incident between them happens to make the boy a bit happy, and it break the monotony means ekanta, we may say aloneness. That aloneness was broken by the meeting of that girl. That was a little bit attraction which sprouted in the heart of the hearts of the boy. So ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಾರದೆ ಅವನ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯ ಒಂದು ಭೇಟಿ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೇಮಾಂಕುರವನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಎಮೋಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್‌ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. So this is, as you can see on your screen, this is how the train station looked. But even in the screen there are two platforms, two railways are there, but in that Dioli it was only one. Let's see the next lines. Now the second time when he comes again to that station, the second time he sees her. Both of them feel pleased to see each other. Pleased means became happy. So they when both of, this is the second time, dear friends, you must remember, when they met each other for the second time, that was a little bit attraction, that was a little bit smile on their faces, reinforcing their attraction. It seems like a meeting of old friends. It just looked like a meeting of old friends. Mean to that extent the boy had grown a little bit attraction towards the girl, and it was unknowingly, that is love at first sight. Okay, and that happened between them. And when they were looking at each other, here silence reigns and speaks more than words. So whenever there will be an unknowing, unexpected attraction starts between two people, there will be very much silence. That reigns, and that will be all over. There will be no speech, there will be no words exchanged, but that silence spoke so much. That silence spoke a lot of things between them. But he feels like taking her with him, and even in the story he tells us, what he says is, can you come with me to Dehra? What this is the question of the boy, but the girl says that no, I can't. That's what he tells her, that he needs to go to Delhi, and she replies. After all the questions, the boy says that he studies in Delhi, he lives in Delhi. Can she come with him? But but she replies saying she need not go anywhere. She says, no, I don't want to come anywhere, I have to stay here. And she even will not be able to give much more details about family, where they lived, how many people are there at home. No more ideas, no more information was given by the girl to this boy. That's what happens in the story, perhaps expressing her helplessness. That is what she was helpless to come with that boy because she had a family to manage, means she had mother father at home maybe, but it was not told in the story, dear friends. You must remember that's what the strange friends, not known much about each other, but this is how love at first sight grown between them. Both of them separate unwillingly as the train leaves the station. Unwillingly means they both, the boy and the girl, wanted to be there for some more time. But, dear friends, you must remember that the train stops there for only 10 minutes. So, all these things happen only within that 10 minutes, and this boy and the girl wanted to have some more time, but that train has to leave. The train has already started to move, so boy and the girl separates themselves, means the boy had a hand of that girl in his hand, so both of them unwillingly leaves. ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರು ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೊಬ್ಬರು ಬೇಡವಾದರೂ ಸಹ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅವಳ ಕೈನ ಹಿಡಿದಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ of that girl in his hand. He leaves the hand and he runs to the train which already started. So even after they leave, this boy and the girl had a hope of meeting again. They think that let us meet sometime later, okay, when you come back, let's meet. All those words were exchanged without speaking. You must remember all those words were exchanged only through the eyes. So this is how the author spends the remainder of the journey. And remainder of the journey means after leaving the girl, he goes in the train and he was very much involved in the thought of that girl. ಅವನ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಟೈಮನ್ನ ಕಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹರ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್, ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಮೂವ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಇದೊಂದು ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಚಿತ್ರ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹುಡುಗ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅವರು ಒಬ್ರನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ ನಂತರ ಹೊರಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್. After meeting for the second time, the next summer, this is the third time, soon after his college term finishes. ಅವನ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮುಗಿತಿದ್ದಂಗೆನೆ he rushes to go to Dehra. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? From Delhi to Dehra, and he comes again in the same train, eager to meet the girl. Eager means he was craving, ತುಂಬಾ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವ ಆತುರದಿಂದ ಡೆಹ್ರಾಗೆ ಹೊರಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಯೋಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವನ ಹೀಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್, ಒಂದು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ನೆಪ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ನನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾನೋ ನೆಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎಗರ್ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅವನು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಮೊದಲು ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಭೇಟಿಯಾದಂಥ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಈಗ ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಂಜ್ ಬೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವನು ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಈ ಮೂರನೇ ಸಾರಿ ಅವನು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವುದೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ, ಅಜ್ಜಿಯನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋದು ಒಂದು ನೆಪ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟರ್ನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಬದಲಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೀನ್ ಅಟ್ ಡಿಯೋಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ದಟ್ ಗರ್ಲ್, when he was going back to Delhi, sorry, to Dehra to spend his summer, but this time it was useless because that girl was not to be seen, because that girl was not there. And now he waits for a long time, means almost he waits for that girl to be seen. He waits almost for full 10 minutes getting down from the train, but this deeply disappoints him and a sense of foreboding overcomes him. So, this is how the twist in the story, the turn in the story. He meets the girl for the first time, he buys some basket, and he goes. And he meets the girl second time there. They exchange some words. The love between them flowers a little bit. ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರ ನಡುವಿನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿರ್ತದ ಎರಡನೇ ಭೇಟಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಮೂರನೇ ಭೇಟಿಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ not the same thing because the girl was not there. that disappointed him. And on his way back to Delhi, means third time he was going from Delhi to Dehra. In that journey, he stops. When the train stopped at Deoli, he gets down and looks for the girl, and he again enters the train. He goes to Dehra. When he was coming back from Dehra to Delhi, at that time also, he again waits anxiously to see her. ತುಂಬಾ ಆಂಗ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ತದೇಕ ಚಿತ್ತದಿಂದ ಹುಡುಕಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವೇನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ it will be useless because there was no girl. On enquiry, and he goes to the station master. Even he asks the station master, and the station master says that no, that girl is not coming here for many long times. So even he goes to the tea stall owner. He inquires the tea stall owner that whether have you seen that one girl who used to sell baskets. But tea stall owner also says no, we don't have any time to see the girls like that. So on inquiry, he comes to know that the girl has stopped coming, and nobody knows about her whereabouts. Even nobody tells him that where is the girl, what is she doing, why she is not coming, so and so more questions. There was hundreds of questions in his heart, but nobody responds in a positive note. Almost all the people say that we don't have time to see the girls. That is the thing. We have not seen that girl again, and see, because she has stopped coming to the railway station, so and so forth. Answers, responses from the people at the railway station comes, and once again he has to run for the train because the tea stall owner reminds him that the train has already started. If you stop here, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ದ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಗೋಸ್, ಆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದ ಅಂತಂತ ರಿಮೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ರನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟ್ರೈನ್, ಇನ್ವೇರಿಯಬಲಿ ಲೀವ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅವನು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ once he would break the journey there and spend the day in the town, make enquiries, and find the girl who had stolen his heart. So one very important question rises here: who had stolen the boy's heart? That girl, that basket selling girl was stolen, has stolen, sorry, has stolen the heart of this boy. But what, when he was going back to Delhi from Dehra, he decides, he thinks that on one fine journey he breaks his journey. Means he directly doesn't wanted to go to Dehra, but he wanted to take the ticket only for Deoli, and he wanted to get down in that village, and he wanted to go into the village, and he wanted to search for the girl. He wanted to inquire about the girl. That's what his idea. But what happens? Whether he would be able to stop the journey and whether he will be able to find the girl, that is there in the next lines. So here, the following year in summer, again almost all 1 year passes. That after 1 year in summer, he again walks up and down the platform hoping to see the girl. Here, look at the love. It was only 1 or almost 10 minutes, we may say. That 10 minutes stole his heart. And even he is searching for the girl even after a year. Okay, he gets down from the train. When the train reaches Deoli, he gets down from the train and he tries to search for the girl, but somehow cannot bring himself to break the journey to look for her, because it was not such easy to be in that village called Deoli, to break journey to be in that village. And even if he will not be able to find a girl, it will become very difficult for him to get the train, again another train to Dehra. It was somehow very much difficult for the train journey. That's what the reasonable mind, ಅವನ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜರ್ನಿಯನ್ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಒಂದ್ ಸರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ನ ಜರ್ನಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಯೋಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಕಳೆದು ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸರ್ತಿ ಅವನು ಇಳಿದು ಆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹೋಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವನು ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಸಿಗದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಾಗ್ತಾವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವನ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ರೀಸನೇಬಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಹಿಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್, ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೋ. He seems to be afraid of discovering about her. So if at all he goes into the village, how if she will not be able to be found? ಅವನು ಹುಡುಕಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವಳು ಸಿಗದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫ್ರೇಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಭಯ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಡ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಆಗಿ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಭಯ ಕೂಡ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಡ್ರೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಿಯರ್, and that could have befallen her, and wants to retain his sweet memories of her and not allow it to be spoilt with unfortunate events. ಏನು ದುರದೃಷ್ಟ ಘಟನೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಮೆಮೊರೀಸ್, ಅವನ ಮತ್ತು ಅವಳ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಮೆಮೊರೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನು ಆ ಒಂದು ಒಳಗೆ ಆ ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜಸ್ಟ್ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಫ್ ಇವನ್ ಹಿ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಂಗಲ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ರೋಡ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಜಂಗಲ್. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ರಸ್ತೆ, ಕಾಡಿನ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತ ರಸ್ತೆ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತದ ಟ್ರೈನ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಯ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ಸ್. ಆ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ, ಕುತೂಹಲ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬಿಡ್ತದ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ದ ಆಥರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಹೀಸ್ ರೀಡರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ರೀಡರ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದು ರೈಟರ್, ದ ಬಾಯ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನಂದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಹೀರೋ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಮೂವಿ. ಒಂದು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದ ಮೂವಿ ತರ ಅವನು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿರ್ತದ, ಹೀರೋ ವುಡ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿನ್ ಹರ್ ಓವರ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ಮೀರಿ ಕಡೆಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದಂಗ ಅವನು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದ ಹೀರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನು ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನು ಆ ರೀತಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಪ್ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಹೋಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೀಮಿಂಗ್, ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್. ಹಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ it would be better to see, to wait. That is how, this is what logical reasoning we may say, dear friends. Many of us, ಇದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆ ಏಜ್ನ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪಾಠ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲೈಫ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಫ್, ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್, ಲೈಫ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಚ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎ ಮೂವಿ. ಜೀವನ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಮೂವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ people means father, mother, brothers, and so many people will be waiting for your future there. So you must not spoil your future just for the sake of just a simple attraction. That is what the lesson brought in by the writer. It is a suggestion for all the readers by the writer, and the author brings the readers to a realistic world rather than a fictitious, imaginary, unreal, driving home the fact that life is not like a fiction novel or a movie. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಹಗಾರ, ರೈಟರ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಜೀವನ ಒಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೂವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಅದೊಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಟಿಷಿಯಸ್, ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ, ಅಥವಾ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕನೇ. ಅನ್ರಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ದು, ರಿಯಾಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫಿಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೂವಿ. ಜೀವನ ಒಂದು ಕಾದಂಬರಿನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಲ್ಲದ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಪಾಯಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಸಿ ಯು ನೋ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲವ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು. ಈ ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಘಟನೆ ಹಿಂದಿರುವ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಬಾಯ್ ಡಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ. He belongs to Delhi. What he does there, he studies. He is a student. Okay, and you have to think of the life of a student. He is reading for what? ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನವ? ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್, ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ವೈ the hell this story, this incident has to spoil his all that future? Alva, that is what. So you must remember, that's what you have to remember. What he says at last is, losing and gaining becomes part of life's journey. So ಕಳೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇದು ಜೀವನದ ಪಯಣದ ಭಾಗ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಡ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಏನು ಮುನ್ನೆಗೆತ ಇರ್ತದ, ಜಿಗಿತಾ ಇರ್ತದ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಜರ್ನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ಸಮ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೇನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಷನರಿ, ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯ ಗಂಟೆ ಇದು. ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಯಸ್, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಮಾತೇನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್ there will be some incidents, so we have to be very conscious that what should be taken, what should not be taken, what should be decided, what should not be decided. So what is our future and what we are doing, what is our time and what is important in here, that these things, these questions have to be asked many a times in your life. So that is what the message of many people across the globe in all the kinds of literature, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬರಹಗಾರರು, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರವಾದಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತಿದೆ. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಲೈಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ಡ್. ಒಂದು ನಿರಂತರವಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಇದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಬಾರ್ದು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮೆಮೊರೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ವೈಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್. ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಟು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಮೈ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ just watch this video again and again so that you can understand what the thing is going on in here. That is how the story ends, by a message, by a beautiful message. What is the message? Life is a constant process. We must move, we must not wait that that thing to happen which is not expected, which is not supposed to be done in our life. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಾಗಿ ಕರ್ತೃಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು. That's what the message. And here there are some questions for your reference. So what is the question? What that station maybe asked in the examination for 5 marks. Okay, that I request you people to look into this video for some minutes and read them. Okay, read it and you have to understand, you have to write. And that Deol is a small station. Look at the answer, dear friends. Deol is a small station about 30 miles away from Dehra, so situated on the Terai region of India. And when the train would reach Deoli at about 5 in the morning, the station would be dimly lit with electric bulbs and oil lamps. The jungle across the railway tracks would just be visible in the faint light of dawn. So faint ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಸುಕಾಗಿರುವ, ಡಾನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಜಾವು. ಮುಂಜಾವಿನ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜಂಗಲ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಮುಸ್ಕಾಗಿ. ಡಿಯೋಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ and it consisted of a tea stall, a stall of a fruit vendor and a few stray dogs. Stray dogs ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೀದಿ ನಾಯಿಗಳು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಒಂದು ಟೀ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, and there was also an office of the station master and a small waiting room. All these things will be in all the railway station. There will be waiting room. Okay, there will be stalls. All these things will be there in any all the railway stations. Dear friends, this is all about Deoli station. And look at the number 2 question, that is pen portrait of a girl with basket on Deoli platform. How that girl was? Simply the question is describe the girl. So what was that? In the cold morning, the narrator of the story, the train at Deoli first met the girl selling baskets on that lonely platform of Deoli. She had a shawl thrown across her shoulder because of, you may be understood that there will be a cold environment. Because of that reason she had a shawl all over her shoulder. Her feet were bare. ಅವಳ ಪಾದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. That's what, her feet were bare and her clothes were old and were silently describing her poverty. That's all that describes her poverty. She was a young girl who had a graceful poise. See, her appearance was very graceful, beautiful, with complexion, we may say. ಅವಳ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅವಳ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. She had a pale skin set off by shiny black hair and dark troubled eyes. This is all about that girl. Now, so after the story, these are some questions for your reference. So dear friends, this is all about the night train at Deoli. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you understood, that's fine. Then if you face difficulty to understand, kindly go through the video again and again, listen it again and again, so that you will be able to understand. So thank you very much and take care. Bye.